Let's get the brain going here.
Be the surprise guest.
And we are live, but we are going to start it off right. Let's start it off right.
We pour whiskey.
From the Mundo Madness Monday.
Mundo.
We got DK in the house. We got Dave. Oh my gosh, in space. We are all here tonight. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Cinzy, welcome, welcome, buddy. Felicia, Jim, how you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
I'm hearing an echo though. Does anyone hear this echo when I'm talking? I don't know what that's from.
I mean,
Like
I don't hear
right?
anything.
Like a muffly echo. Oh wait, that's me. Yeah, but there's no speakers on in here. That's weird.
Oh wow. So it is your Mikey, what up?
All right, I'm gonna log out. Log back in.
Alrighty. So tonight's show, guys, we are going to talk about Cram-Fu. How do y'all feel about Cram-Fu? I think a lot of people think it's a pain in the ass, I bet. I myself had just barely got into the nick of that. So give you guys a small update on the F-16. I actually got the buttons in. And got the pins.
Oh, that looks good, man. No, I still hear the echo.
You still hear the echo? Now, BK, your screen is not anymore.
I'm good.
So now
I hear an echo on everybody except Mundo.
On everybody except Mundo.
Sorry, guys, if you're hearing this, we should have taken care of this before we went live, probably, but I don't know why it's echoing. Do you guys hear that?
Jake, thank you for stopping by, my man. That's weird because I'm not hearing any echo from anybody. So
Show and tell. Get to it, Felicia.
Ooh. Bring it on.
That echo though, because I can't speak or concentrate. And that's going on. I don't know if you guys know. Mundo, you want to try coming back? Seeing.
Okay. Do you think that
if you're not wearing headphones, do you need to put headphones? Maybe that's it.
Well, I can try, but these headphones are not working right. So, but I'll still try them on and see if that helps. So we'll get them on here, and we'll see how that works. I hadn't been using them lately because of the way it's been creaking and all that good noise and stuff like that. So we'll see how that does. So let's see. We'll plug it in right here.
This might fix it. Let's see.
I'm not hearing it now.
Well, Mundo froze. I don't hear echoes anymore, though. Okay.
No more echoes.
Okay. Oh, relief.
Yeah,
thank you.
On.
Thanks so much.
So that
Jedi Arms Dealer's been up to. What surprises you got up your sleeve, Jedi Arms Dealer? I know it's not Cram-Fu.
Yeah, really.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, I built my first coda, but I wanted to learn. I gave myself a week to learn the new Golden Harvest board. So,
wow!
I just got a super tiny Bluetooth transmitter in the mail today, and I'm gonna try to Cram-Fu it in here tomorrow. But it's done except for that. The wires are already run for the Bluetooth for the transmitter, so it'll have audio transmitter. And so I'm
Oh, that
I'm
looks
impressed
nice.
with this little
Oh
board.
wow, look at that.
Very impressed with this little board. But the part I wanted to crack open that I didn't know, like, if the Golden Harvest would do were accents. I didn't know how in depth the accent engine was on this. It's like, I want my crystal chamber pulsing, or can you program each individual pixel in the crystal chamber, or accent LEDs? I did not know, and there's not a lot of videos out there that walk you through it. So I dug deep, and I got it to do everything I wanted it to do.
Oh, that's
That-
so nice, dude. That
that
looks
is.
so Star Wars in there.
I know, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Wait, let's make it.
Remember that?
Here.
Like, we were on live a while ago, and there was that chassis, Mundo, that I said
Oh.
from Wicked Sin Sabers.
Yes.
Oh wow. Look
Yes.
This is his work, and I loaded it up with some more metal. And,
Oh my
a
God.
crystal, and I
Yeah.
put a
That's what you
magnetic-
needed the battery for.
Yes.
I probably should send you my chassis, dude. Damn.
Oh, I love how the crystal has that up and down pulse. You must have neopixels behind the crystal. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
That
I
looks
actually have
sweet.
one on the end, so I can just make it like do idly stuff. But like, I just didn't know that you could manipulate the accents as well as I finally was able to after diving deep into the manual, because I haven't seen too many people do accents with the Golden
Mhm.
Harvest.
Was there a reason that
small
you
board.
used the Golden Harvest just to experiment, or use it for other reasons here?
I wanted to learn it just to see what it could do, but I've got a real Yoda I'm getting ready to build that's microscopic. Yoda, but it's a real flash gun, a vintage flash gun. So here's one of my Yodas, and I want to install this with the Golden Harvest.
Oh, sweet.
So that's a real vintage Preco.
I can't believe it. How
Oh,
tight
wow.
it is for real, man.
So the
Really?
Golden Harvest is perfect for this frickin' saber. Like, finally, I can do what I really want to do in this little guy. So that's gonna be
Wow.
fun. I want to learn the board first in something normal, and then go Cram-Fu
What up, Rudy?
on that.
Oh, Rudy's been looking forward to this stream all week. Thank you.
Yeah, he has, man. I mean, I've got a kick-ass neighbor, man. Rudy's my boy, dude.
So two thumbs up for me for the Golden Harvest. It's a very cool little board for sure.
And I've got one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've
You
got
haven't
one.
done
I
that?
just didn't.
Are you?
I haven't.
Fun.
Hey Mundo, are you going to put that in the in that what is it called? F1 saber, or what's it called?
What? Oh, the F-16?
turbine? Oh yeah, F-16.
No, because I've got a CFX for this one right here. But I was thinking to put the Golden Harvest on for the Vader. So I'm not sure though. I'm not sure what to really use it for, which I could end up using it for maybe to put back into the EvoFlex. So to get a chassis and put it in the EvoFlex might be an idea. Not sure yet.
I like that saber. I don't have one of those, Mundo. I really like that EvoFlex. Those are dope.
Yeah, it is really cool. It really feels good in the hand too, Dave. I mean, the balance is unbelievable. I think later on I want to get a second one. Of course, I haven't had no money for anything right now. So, but later on, I've got some stuff to sell off, and once I sell that stuff off, I can try to get another one later on. But I think I'm going to try to find like a second hand where, I can gut it out or something like that, or somebody that don't want their. Ooh, look at that! Dude!
I've been watching that build. I've been watching that build close, man.
Is that the one?
Dude,
Jeremy
that is.
installed?
Yeah.
That the one. Oh, dude, that is so sweet.
Isn't that great? Let me make my screen a little bigger. I'll do a little.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, why isn't it working?
Oh my
I need to
gosh.
do it. There you go.
I can't get it to work. Whatever I did before. Oh, here we go. I want to shoot the camera with this laser.
It's like.
Ah! Wait. All right.
He's like.
Dude, that's sick.
Oh, dude, that is sick, man.
Wow.
So
That
we'll
is
have to play
sick.
with this in the smoke one of these days. It's pretty cool. I just got it tonight. Like I ripped open the box right before the
Oh,
stream.
damn.
Didn't Jeremy from
Wow.
Solo Saber do an awesome job with this? This is a Vader's Vault kit. I think I did an unboxing on Saber Talk maybe. And
Mhm.
when it goes out of blaster pack, you got to reload. It's pretty sweet.
That is
I finally
cool.
got one face. I pulled the trigger on it. I was like, man, those are going to sell out. I better get on it. Because I had it sitting in my queue forever. I was like, haunting me. I was like, all right, fine.
Oh, I got another thing too, because Derek from Civilized Sabers, he's been helping me like make blades recently and stuff like that. We taught him how to make blades last year, and he made me this Heart of Siberia lightsaber.
Ooh, I've
Really
seen
cool.
those. Those are nice.
It's got the door right here, which
Dennis
shows
Lukanov.
this shows like a crystal, or you can close the door. It's pretty cool.
Have you seen Benji's new hilt? Nerf herders?
No. Oh wait, I think I have. Is it like a Koran horn? Is it like a
The
speeder
Koran horn.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
Dude, oh, I wish I could get one of those.
Maybe that'd be a good thing to put your golden harvest into. It's short and like chunky.
Yeah, it might be a good one to do.
You're going to love that board, Mundo. It's just so fun, and I don't know. I had a good time with it.
I'm thinking maybe I should purchase a second and a third one, because from what I was hearing, I don't know how true it is, but the maker of that board is deciding to do away with it. And I think he's making like the Xeno 3s or something like that. And so he's going to do away with those Golden Harvest and continue with the Xeno 3s or something.
That wouldn't be good because the Golden Harvest has a huge following, and it's already like considered one of the main 3 boards for fonts.
Yeah. Like I said, that's hearsay, so I'm not sure if that's
Okay.
exactly true or not.
So I thought Golden Harvest was made by SaberTech. Does SaberTech also make Xeno?
I'm not for certain on that, because I haven't really kept up with any of that. So I do need to find out though, because that's an interesting kind of story there.
Look at this shirt David got for me.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Barbara and I were out and saw that T-shirt in the store, and we just started cracking up. I was like, "That's going home with us."
I got a big old Kyber crystal around my neck right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hello. Should I put this one around my neck, Mundo?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yep. Got to light it up though, right? This one I can't light up. It's all wrapped in leather though. It's got a leather band. I don't remember where I got
Gabe
this.
has one like that glows. Like if it sees light and then it holds on to the light a little bit, like one of them stickers from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
So going into tonight's conversation for Cram-Fu, what is one of the major now going as you're doing an install, okay, are you having to any of you guys, are y'all having to say, okay, I'm using a 26 gauge wire and then I've got to go back and use a 30 gauge in order to get to fit it in there?
Definitely, I've had that happen with that Sidious build, man.
The Sidious build?
Dimitri prototype, the Dimitri prototype, the metal chassis, that same thing happened. I was like, crap, why didn't I use 32 gauge and I was using 30? And I literally had to go out and Dremel more openings in the inner 3D printed chassis part to make it work. Like, I was so frustrated.
Wow.
Why didn't I use 30? I wanted to go to 32 from 30. That's how Cram-Fu that was. It was miserable.
BK, how about you, man? What you run into?
So, see, the funny thing is I don't do my own installs. I send them out to installers because I don't have the patience to do my own installs. But every time I send a hilt,
Yeah, just
like a
think
small
about
shoto or something to somebody. They just email me back and they're just like, God damn you. It's like,
Thanks.
yeah.
So, Space, have you run into that issue?
Oh my god, like I could like I'm barely like out of the phase of Cram-Fu. Like I'm still doing Cram-Fu. So like some of the
Every day.
you know, like I wish I didn't have to, but it's just like some of the sabers, there's like no way around it sometimes. And I think like there's become like better ways, like with those, you know, those little discs that like they connect, like they're like the pogo pin discs that can connect like, you know, 10 or more circuits from the one side of the saber to another and have a saber unscrew or something. But there's just been times in the past when that like wasn't available, like on the Jedi Arm Sealer. What kind of Qui-Gon? Is it a Larval Qui-Gon that was like the Goodman Qui-Gon? What did it start out as? I forget. Or
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was.
think
I
that was
think it
Marvel.
started out as the Goodman Qui-Gon.
like it was like I had to work on that, and that was just like you couldn't avoid doing the Cram-Fu because it had like a pod that like held the board, and the wires had to come up into that pod, like, and you had to be able to solder them out in the open and then push the pod down into the hilt, and that kind of had to hold everything. So it's just like an element of Cram-Fu that, you know, you didn't really want like to have that movement of the wires, but that's just how that one of a kind saber is. Also doing like the one of a kind saber with the Black Mamba was just like a form of Cram-Fu where like you're shoving wires up into like those tubes that connect each pod of the Black Mamba. Like, so it's the same thing as like the Green Mamba that's coming out from TCSS, basically the same body design. And so I installed one of those, and that's like a form of Cram-Fu that you have to do to like each pod of the Black Mamba holds a different component. So like the middle pod is like the board, and then the, you know, or the lower pod is the speaker and the battery, or I forget exactly how it worked, but and then you had to connect each of those sections with like the tubes that run through the spot, like that run kind of parallel to the spine, because there's no connecting parts of that tube, right? If you're familiar with the Green Mamba, I mean, we can pull a picture or something, but uh-oh, what happened to Mundo? BK, do you hear what I hear?
Mundo,
Yeah, he's
come
talking
back.
funny.
Mundo,
It sounded like a Disney cartoon.
Mundo, come back.
Mundo, you turned into a chipmunk.
Sing the Christmas song.
Yeah, what happens? Like, I don't know what happens to Mundo, but like something happens. It's not Mundo himself, but it's his tech.
I can't hear you, man. Your
Yeah,
audio
Mundo,
is all
something
jacked
happened
up.
where
Yeah.
Try to jump out and jump back in, Mundo. It's like you need to reestablish connection.
Mundo, that's going to be funny when you hear this later.
Can you hear that?
Now I can
Yes.
hear you.
Well, yeah, because I took out the things. So
Well, let's see if there's an echo. I don't hear an echo now, so I think
no, you don't hear an echo anymore.
Yeah, like this is how it sounded, Mundo. Jim says it sounded like you sucked helium. Like if you go back and listen to this show tomorrow,
Oh my god!
like listen to that part. It's pretty funny. Like you sounded like.
Yes.
Oh my
Chet
god,
Osborne
that
is
is
here.
messed up.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, look,
Looks like there's a full
R2
house.
making an appearance. He agrees with you guys, I guess. Oh my gosh, dude, check this out. You know how I got the light up right here, right?
Wait,
Well, look what Kelly found. Look what Kelly found me for the saber stuff, dude.
Multi-glow.
Oh, dude, I bought a 4-pack of those. I know those are so cool.
What do they do?
Yeah,
Like,
so I'm gonna put these underneath the shelf. I'm gonna put these underneath
Charge
the
them
shelf
up.
and see how they light up, so that they'll light up the sabers, right? I want to see how they work out.
Nice. That looks perfect.
They got lithiums. They got lithiums in them, right? Mundo, you
Yeah.
charge them up, and then one remote control controls all
Yeah,
6.
they got the remote control.
Yeah,
So
dope.
yeah, definitely. And oh, Kelly's in here with me. she's gonna open them up for me. Say hi, Kel. A little louder.
Hello, hello.
So this is
So,
that Dimitri chassis I was talking about.
ooh,
That's the Cram-Fu-iest of Fu I think I've ever done. There's a
wow.
battery in it now, but I just pulled it out of the case.
Yeah.
And this was miserable. Like using 32 gauge.
Now,
I
how
was
much
like,
wire
I
Wow.
have
want to
you
go to
actually did? How much wire have you actually wasted trying to cram that wire up, and only to find that it either kinks up too much, or basically maybe it snaps from where it was? Jim, how about you guys? Y'all come on, chime in and let me know what you guys your cram food style is like. I mean, is it loose? Is it tight? Is it what?
I
We
haven't
got
wasted any
issues to
wire
work out.
because I haven't wasted any wire because if I mess one up and I got to cut it out of the build and put something else in there, I'll save the messed up wire. So if I
Uh-huh.
may just use it for a 1-inch jumper. So I haven't lost any wire with that technique.
I think I'm the only one that had the Cram-Fu blades as well, because like back in the day when I made the string blades, they have
Mhm.
Oh
like
my god.
wires running up in there. So it's like a wire from the top, and then the second segment has a wire, and the third segment, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and then there's a flash on clash wire. So there's like 7 wires in there, and then you
Right.
have to squeeze all that together and try to make the wires look like they're not there by using like really thin like white wires. I found to be the best, and then
Mhm.
cram that into the foam that was sometimes really hard to press in there, and then sometimes you test it and then there wouldn't be like a segment wouldn't light up because all that pressing trying to get into the foam would like disconnect something, and you have to pull the foam. It was just like every blade was crammed in, but once it was all together and it was working, it was hard to stop working. Like once I worked through all the kinks in that stuff like that, but that was tough to like lay the wires in such a way that the heat shrink would have the wires like trying to get the heat shrink so that the wires would line up without crossing over each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So wires 1 through 7 kind of like lying flat together in like a ribbon type of style. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, because when they
So,
cross,
real quickly, I want to say hey to John from Collector's Outpost. He's here, and
what's going on, buddy?
Chet Osborne's here. How you guys doing, man? And that's that is crazy from what I find. I've got 26 gauge wire in here, right? And I thought about doing 28 in here because with these buttons that I have in here, you have to have that variable resistor, right? And they're pretty freaking. I mean, look at that shit. I mean, they're like honky, man.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
to fit it into that small chassis, and of course, I've got the Smuggler's Outpost chassis system for it. Where it is? There it is. So, I've got the chassis system right here, right? So right now, what I've got going on here is I'm almost ready to put the board in. Right now, I'm working on the pins. So if you can see some of, the wiring right there, right? And then for the pins.
Nice job with that.
yeah.
So
Soldering looks good.
I'm improving. It's not where I want it to be yet, but I am definitely improving a whole buttload. Okay. Oh, dude, check that out.
Oh, nice. And then that's control wire remote.
Let's see here.
Test it out.
Let's see. I don't know if you guys can come on up here and then just kind of set it right there a little bit. Is that even shiny?
Yeah, no, that looks good.
Gives a nice ambiance.
All right, kind of cool. They're not as bright as that. Oh, the green is even more. So, my apologies, guys, that y'all can't see. I'm at a weird angle. So yeah, man, that's gonna be kind of fun to check out.
Yeah,
So
those
it's
are
got
cool.
white. It's got white, red, green, and blue. Nice, and silver. Huh. So, my goodness, that'll be kind of cool. Set it up for another show, so that way we can check it out like that. And I'll be able to use the remote and all that stuff. So we did a small unboxing right here. Checked out the light a little bit, and we're still on topic of Cram-Fu. We're good to
Titan Gray
go.
asked a good question about, does that affect the saber in any negative way when you change your wires? So like with wire gauge, you know, again, your only wire you need to make sure is thick enough is the one, you know, sending power to your blade from the board to the blade, from the battery to the blade, right? And then your switches, your speaker, those can all be little tiny wires. So you don't really want to sacrifice like your gauge when it comes to running the blade and like getting it as bright as you can.
So the
But I don't know,
22.
like I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, I was gonna say I read in Irv's manual that if you go too thin now with these new higher powered amplifiers in the boards, because they're 3 watts, you can't run like 32 gauge anymore. You're supposed to only go like 28 because 32 is gonna strangle that speaker.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting that we're at a point where we can't use 32 gauge for speaker wire anymore because these amps are
Well,
too
see,
bigger.
I'm using 26 for a speaker. I decided, well, because
There
I
you go.
had tried 30, and each time that I kind of put the speaker in, and of course with the memory hilt, I was twisting it just right, right? I had it all just right, but I figured at the last turn, right when I was getting everything set, the wires just came too loose, and they were PTFE, wires, and they were the 30 gauge, and I couldn't understand, but they were still too kind of brittle, so to speak. And I was thinking maybe they're not true PTFE, even though they say PTFE. Um, but I found that using the 26 gauge wires for the speakers, ooh, who went?
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Oh,
you brought up the
uh,
ring.
using the 26 gauge wires for the speakers really kind of has a lot more strength to it on top of pushing more to the speaker. And of course, the F-16 is going to have the Smuggler's Outpost 22 speaker.
Yeah, those are badass.
Damn,
And
from
I know
what I
why
heard,
they're
they were pretty
badass.
loud.
I dove deep on why they're badass. They actually are just above 3 ohms. So they're actually pulling more power out of the amplifier than the speaker.
Wow. Titan!
They're louder by default.
Wow. Check says the old Parks Corp band Y3 I thought had a settle on a smaller 18350 battery.
Yeah, I've done that
Man.
before too.
Yeah.
Have done that.
The secret to Cram-Fu battery.
Now, is in your Cram-Fu, are you finding out that the shorter the better, or are you coiling them up when like you do the twist and turns and all that good junk?
I always try for shorter is better, but speaker wire you're supposed to braid because that helps with external interference.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I pretty much braid all my wires, but what I was, because I've seen some people on some of their tutorial videos where they actually are coiling their wires instead of, they'll braid them, but then, I see that they're kind of long or something, and then they coil them in. So when they're closing up or unscrewing the saber, it comes out naturally, and then it goes back in coiled naturally.
Yeah, if you're doing a removable chassis, yeah, you're right. You want to leave enough length to where you can like rotate it in. A removable chassis as in one that has wires coming out of it into the hilt. And yeah, you're right, Mundo. You want to leave enough length where you can coil that up clockwise put this bottom on, take the bottom off, and uncoil it counterclockwise.
Right. So see, and even I mean, I'm learning a lot right now myself because just doing that memory hilt was one deal, but learning other things, other boards and stuff like that, but learning how to kind of Cram-Fu. Oh my God, I didn't Cram-Fu on my memory hilt. Everything was basically coiled up. I did make them short at a point, and I'm gonna have to make and I've kind of figured out that I can shorten them up again a little bit more to make it a little bit tighter, so then the next time that I get it together, it should be even better, where I don't have to really do too much to take it out, right? So now that I have it all apart and out, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be putting all the fonts that I want on there to stay on there completely, and then I'll be done. Put it back together, and it'll be completely where I have it with all the fonts and everything all together. I won't want to mess with it after that. So
Right.
the only reason why I messed with it now was because when I put the blade in, it shorted out, and I couldn't figure out why it was doing that. So I kind of figured, all right, I might as well rewire the board and then rewire the saber in case there is another wire that's, got something sticking out of it or something that's causing a short. I don't believe it was the blades at all. So I have a feeling that maybe it might be one of the pins, or we'll see how that goes when I put it back together again. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the back burner and put the F-16 ahead of that, and then go back to that later on and see how my Cram-Fu will come out of that.
Just make sure before you hit that kill switch window, you take the multimeter and test for any shorts inside the hilt between your battery in the middle of the hilt and then your blade connector in the middle of the hilt before you hit that kill switch. Because if your multimeter's beeping, you got a problem.
Really?
That makes sense. Yeah.
See, now that I'm learning. So do I'm touching the pins in the hilt, or am I touching?
Yeah, you're basically testing everything that you can get. Well, I mean, if the bottom's on and you can't get to the body of the hilt, then the only way you can do it is test the pins, because that'll test whether or not the positive of your battery's shorting out on the inside of the hilt. If you touch the positive on the blade pins and then the hilt metal itself, then you can also do that with ground. So that'll give you a good clue whether or not anything's gonna smoke when you hit that power switch if something's shorting out.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what the weird thing was, that I had all the sound was working perfectly, all the swings were working perfectly, everything was working perfectly, except for when I put the blade in, it just shut off.
Weird.
It just shut off for whatever reason. I don't know, and that's why I'm not.
I remember that. Did you ever swap out the blade pin connector, or you just decided to do the whole thing over?
Well, no, I'm just doing the whole thing over. So that's what I'm doing is I'm going to put a whole new set of pins in.
Got it.
So that's one thing I got to order is order another set of pins and the thing from TCSS, or use the stock V3 and put that in it and see if that's gonna work.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I'm not sure because I've got that V3, so I'm not sure if I really want to put that in another hilt, or I'm gonna just update my memory saber and just put the stock in there and do it that way. So I may just do that. I may just put the stock in there and upgrade the LEDs and the pins inside of that. So I think that's my plan.
Are we talking about these blingy sabers on the screen space? Is that why you threw them up there?
Oh yeah, right? I wanted to ask you guys, do you know anything about this? Are these, because I clicked on this to go to the website, but these aren't on the website yet because it says on July 21st, new items will be added to the website. This is like the photo tees on Corbanth. So I'm just wondering, like, do you know anything about this? Like, are these brass? Is this brass flexes?
Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
You have to buy installed ones to get those ahead of time. But I think Randy said he might offer them like on the regular later on. But if you want to jump, you got to buy an installed saber from Corbanth over $500, $549.
Damn.
Then you get the super.
So that's like a brass Graflex that you could buy, but you're saying you got to buy it fully installed?
No, you buy any saber on Corbanth that's pre-installed for $549, and you get one of those for free.
No way.
That's
Are you
serious? That's like a quarter size saber.
$549. Yep. Yeah, I read this the other day, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
Is that like while supplies last or something?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like instead of it being silver chrome, I'm pretty sure it's gold chrome. I don't think it's polished brass. I think it's gold chrome.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's brass,
cool.
they're heavy, right? Is it better that they're chrome if they're chrome, or
they might be gold chromed brass?
Like I've gotten rid of saber before because it was too heavy. Like, and I love the saber. It was I love Qui-Gon lightsabers. It was the chromed steel Qui-Gon from JQ Sabers, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from about 10
Since
years
you
ago.
haven't missed much, man.
And it was just too heavy. Like you couldn't hang on your belt or anything.
Right. They look cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think Randy just said, because they already make like a Graflex Supreme and a Vader, and so I think he contacted the plating company and was like, "Hey, can we plate these in, gold mirror plating?" And they were like, "Sure." Then he did this.
Hey, Mundo, lower your volume a little bit. Like
lower my volume just a little bit.
But it's like interrupting people talk. I can't make it out what the hell they're saying.
Is that better?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's a pretty good
deal. Hear myself. You got to get some pair of headphones. Like I'm going to send you some headphones.
Well, no, because I don't know if it's the thing. Let's see. Oh.
Because it's never when you talk, it's only when we talk. Therefore, it's just our voice coming out of your speaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Space, what kind of whiskey you drinking?
It is.
What'd I do with those?
Balcones.
Mundo sent you?
Well, yeah, the one Mundo sent me. It's called Texas Single Malt Whiskey.
It's some good shit.
It's awesome.
You know it is.
Look, I basically got nothing left because whenever I have a podcast with you guys, I will drink some of it. And even though we haven't done it in a while, or I haven't been here in a while, it went.
Are you ready? Because on this, we do shots here. We do shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like he said at the beginning of the podcast. It's like around here, we drink whiskey.
Right?
So how does that work?
In this cup.
What's that?
I've got about a shot's worth left in this cup.
All right, hold on. Let me go get a bottle of whiskey. I'll be back. You guys.
Anytime anybody says saber, we have to drink. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Yep. That's how it works. Only on Mundo Mondays. Now, we have to put this. Kids, do not try this at home.
I was gonna say we're gonna be crunk if every time we say saber, we gotta drink.
It's like the go quick. Ooh, I was looking. Been out of the loop for a while. What are these new better LED strips you're using?
Oh, those are just something Derek found a certain site that the LED. I mean, we just tested so many LED strips, and it just so happened some of them were not. Some places we got them from, they weren't as bright as the ones we were using. The ones we were using were out of stock for like from August 2022 to like I think maybe they're still out of stock. At least till May 2023, they've been out of stock. So there was one time they got them back in, but they were like, oh, we got 19 of them. And it's like 19 strips only going to build like 4 or 5 blades. You know what I mean? So it wasn't enough. So the whole time me and Derek were searching, and Derek found a link to just one of the 6 or 7 or 8 different types of LEDs that we bought and tested. And we built a blade. We put it through the light meter, and we're like, crap, it's 11,000 when normally green would be 15 or whatever. And you could kind of tell to the eye that it wasn't as bright. Some of these weren't as bright. They're maybe cheaper. LEDs, we're paying like $75 per strip before, and something like a TriStar takes 3 strips. But we found these other strips that were like a bit cheaper, a lot cheaper, and also they got better numbers. So it's just one of the sites that Derek found, and it wasn't like it was like a special brand or anything like that. It just so happened that they just tested well. And the one thing that's like nice about them is that they're easier to use too. So I'll have to drop a link so you guys can see. Maybe like I'm making a new like how to build a TriStar, how to build a Quad Star videos. I'll have to put this new strip link so you guys can like order those too, because those are just, I think it's called Super. See, like they have a similar name to another website. I used to get all my lights from back in the day of string blades, Super Bright LEDs. This website that I'm about to say is very similar. They even like have their logo the same, so it's like a Chinese company that's kind of looking like the same website as Super Bright LEDs, but they call themselves Super Lighting LEDs. It's got this same looking logo. You'll know you see it. Like, so look up Super Bright LEDs. Look at the way it looks, the logo, and then look up Super Lighting LEDs. Same look. It fools your brain, because I was like, oh, that's where I used to get my LEDs from. And I click into it. I'm like, wait a second. No, it's just like a flipped name. But they have the good ones. Those are the 35, 144 per meter. You want to get them there. And like at this point, those are testing well right now. Those have been good.
Don't let the website see this stream. They're gonna bump up them prices. You've been bragging about them.
Yeah. But it's like, what's that?
The chipmunk's back.
Time to drink.
Oh, Mundo, you got a serious issue over there.
I like Felicia's idea. We drink every time. Mundo has.
No,
we would have been drunk 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. All right, I'm drinking.
Cheers. Oh,
Johnny Walker, Red Label.
I'm kicking Crown Royal Apple.
Crown Royal Apple.
That's my fave.
Ah! Woo!
It's a celebration. It's a Mundo Monday.
Smooth.
I need to go get a lemon or a lime.
Woo, woo, woo. Put some hair on your chest.
I waited too long. I was no longer cold.
Someone just tuned in. They're like, you seen the drunk Jedis on YouTube?
The drunk Jedi? Hey. Well, hey. Weren't you doing Kung Fu at one time too? Space?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey.
Like my last instructor was teaching me stuff for like a year.
He should have taught you the drunken boxing, man. Like Jackie Chan style.
What was that thing you posted on Instagram today where people were just breaking boards over you? I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that was my belt test for my, like, I joined a new karate school, and there was a camp this weekend where the entire karate school, like, well, a lot of people in it like drove down to Maryland. So I'm in Jersey, and in Maryland, there's this camp where every one of the schools that are, it's called the Phoenix Way. They are the different schools all throughout the country. One's in California, one's in Maryland, Virginia, I think. And so all those practitioners come for once a year in July. That was this past weekend. And it was sort of a surprise like belt test for me, which was really cool. So my friend Taylor is the one that was doing the breaking on me, and she only told me like 10 minutes before, which was like pretty funny because I was like eating a bunch of food after like this long training day and thinking like I'm totally in the clear. Like I was like trying to eat well for like months and months leading up to this, and then I was just ordered these burgers and chicken burgers, and I had a thing of fries, and I had a big lemonade. And I started to take a couple bites thinking like, okay, I'm already at the camp. You know, we burned a lot of calories today.
Chipmunk.
I'll just why do I sound like a chipmunk now?
No, I said, and you called me the chipmunk.
Yeah, I started plowing this food, and I was like, I'm going to like indulge. I'm going to have these fries. I'm going to have this lemonade. And my friend Taylor comes up. She goes, I don't think anyone told you yet, but you're breaking in 10 minutes. And I was like, so like I had to stop eating, and like because I couldn't eat anymore once I figured that out. And then my other friend sees me kind of throwing that food out, like I'm putting my tray on the conveyor belt and sending the food back. And he's like, "You're not going to eat that food?" I was like, "I don't think I can at this point," because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to happen because it was all a surprise. Some people had their things planned out, like, "Oh, I'm going to break these boards. I'm going to do this way." But for me, it was sort of like a surprise for me. So that was pretty cool. Like that, it was probably better that way. I didn't have like the nerves of what was going to happen. I was just told like 10 minutes before, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
I saw that today on Facebook. I was like, dang, I'm glad Space and I are friends.
Right.
People breaking boards on them and shit.
They were just lining up and smacking with wood. I was like, oh my Lord.
I know.
And like the funny thing was like I had it like just the easiest of anyone, because a lot of other people that were going for like a higher rank had to do much more. You know what I mean? So I had it like the easiest.
You didn't break any on your head yet?
No, they broke it on my head too. Like if you see the full video, yeah, they broke it right on my head. But they like taught me how to do it like in the moment. They're like, hold your head like this. Okay, and she was really like an expert at doing it. So it was kind of, she did all the work. It was great.
That is cool. That is cool. One of the I guess in the you're using Kung Fu for the Cram-Fu, right?
Yeah.
Just shove it all in there. Shove it all in there. No.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess just like martial arts, it takes the focus to like install the lightsaber. You got to be like really focused in. It's like one of the reasons why I won't like watch anything. Like I got a TV nearby where I work. You guys probably seen it. I got like the workbench. So there's like a TV there. Mm-hmm. But I'll only play things that like I've seen 100 times. I'll play like Star Wars, and I don't have to look. I can just listen, or
because you already see it in your brain.
Yeah, like if I have to look at what it is and you break your concentration of what's going on, you forget what green wires and blue wires are for. And I always take notes anyway, but sometimes when you're in the moment, like someone like Jeremy from Solo Sabers, he can just go through and he knows what the blue wire is, what the green wire is, because he's doing the install kind of all on the same day. And for me, though, I might come back next week to finish this. So I need to like write it all down. Like, okay, the 2 brown wires are this, and you know what I mean? Everything's got to be kind of, it's not all memorized for me. So it takes that focus. I can't watch like something completely new or like a new movie that you recommend. Like I can do that inside. I'm just sitting there on my sofa, but like outside working, I just have to be something like that is kind of boring, like not boring, but something I've seen many times. I don't have to like know something that's coming, that's new, and like look up like, oh, car crash or a fight scene. Like no, I know what's going on in like the Star Wars movie. It's playing in my head as the sound is playing, so I'm seeing it too without looking, right? Just like you guys could probably do too by watching those.
Now, Dave, when you're doing your installs, are you listening to music? Are you listening to movies? Or you have it like completely quiet? What's your style in doing your wiring?
Music. I listen to all chill out stuff, so I don't like get frustrated. Super chill. Almost like meditation type.
Oh,
uh-huh.
Can you do it to like audiobooks? Like I tried one time to the like Luke Skywalker. It was like Shadows of the Empire. No, it was Heir to the Empire book series that I read in the 90s, but I recently tried to play it for me and Harris like last year, and it wasn't really working for me. Like I couldn't really work to that as much as I thought I was going to be able to.
Really?
Concentration?
Yeah, I guess it was like, and also just maybe because I couldn't focus on what they were saying as much as I wanted to, that the book seemed boring. And I was trying to impress Harris with like, hey, here's a good book about Luke Skywalker. And then we were both like, trying to overcome a problem or working, and we weren't even paying attention to it. You know what I mean? It's like we were missing half a chapter, and then the parts we heard sounded boring. But I remember the book just being out of this world when, in the 1990s. So
yeah, I've got almost all of the audio books. I don't know. I think somebody had sent me where I've got all the audio books, man.
Aren't they great because they have like the blaster sounds and they have the character voices a little bit, or the speaker tries to sound like the characters? It's great.
Yeah, I recently gave one of my cousins a couple of audiobooks, and and they're I think I gave them like 50 audiobooks or something like that. Yeah, Dave. Jim says I was going to say meditation and laugh out loud. I could see Dave being all zen.
Right up until I start cussing.
So Dave, what are we gonna do?
I was cussing the whole way trying to put these buttons in, man, because they were not going in, and like I was saying with the Cram-Fu, I was literally getting these back here and moving shit around so that I could try to get these buttons. I mean, literally just back here and going in and moving wires around so that I could get the buttons put in here, right?
Oh, those are like this. Oh no, you just dropped in the like you screwed the buttons in and you dropped in the casing, right?
Well, no, I had to see. That's the thing, is that before I put the buttons on, I had to wire everything up, right?
Oh,
that small chassis in here, and you can't. You have to wire everything in the small chassis, and then bring everything up through the holes, and then do everything onto the onto the buttons here, right? The hardest part though was because these are so big to get all the way up in here on this little area, because the rest of it, the buttons go all the way down, and you only have that much room in here where the buttons sit. So you really don't have any room at all. So they're sitting, those two resistors are sitting up in here, and the rest of the wires are all over the place under in here, right? And I'm pretty sure. Huh?
What board are you using?
I'm going to use the CFX. I bought a brand new CFX for it.
That's gonna be nice.
Because you don't need those big resistors if you're going to the low amps pads. You don't need those at all.
Oh, you don't?
Well,
nope.
Are you sure? Because when I got these buttons from,
what color the buttons are? Like if they're red,
they're the RGB. They're the RGB. But TCSS says that recommends that you use those for these specific buttons. Because when I was looking for buttons for this, those are the ones that I saw. So they said to use these variable resistors that best suit these particular buttons.
Well, you know what? The Jedi Arms dealer's like an authority.
Well, no, I just wanted to say that I've wired a bunch of LEDs, and as long as you hit the low amp pads, which are your accent LED pads, like on the CFX, there's 8 of them. If you use those, you don't have to use any resistors. I've never used any resistors ever on those low amp pads. Yeah, so that's
See,
gonna save you a ton of time.
oh my God, and
And
see,
Cram-Fu.
if I had
And you
no
can
see with something like that, I would have definitely just put all that in there like that, and then not worry about that, and just put all that on here. So with the board,
what do you have them wired to now? The buttons, the lights, the lighting inside the buttons.
the lighting inside the buttons, and the of course the ooh, the pins right there, right, and then of course the target little thing there.
But you were saying the momentary switches have LEDs inside of them that light up.
Yeah, they're RGB, the red, blue, green, all of that.
Okay, and so are they NeoPixel or regular RGB standard LEDs?
No, I think they're like NeoPixel. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look at it again on the website, but they're on TCSS.
Okay, well,
If they're
send me the
NeoPixel,
link
you
for
don't need
those.
a resistor.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're NeoPixel, you definitely don't need a resistor. But if they're RGB, you can put them on those 8 pads and then program those to mirror the blade if you wanted those buttons to always be the same color as your blade. Or whatever you want to program those accent pads. But that'll save you a lot of room getting rid of those big bulky things.
Yeah, I might just end up having to go back if this doesn't work out the way I plan it. I might just go back, take it out, and do it that way.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, because I'm not there. I'm not there completely yet. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of. I'll try to find the page in the manual for the CFX where he talks about wiring up even like an RGB crystal chamber to those accent pads. And there's a certain pads you solder to, and then it automatically mirrors the blade.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
With no resistors. With
I'm
zero
hoping.
resistors.
I'm hoping by the end of the month I'll get it all done. That's my goal anyway. So my goal is to start speeding up my time in terms of wiring and doing all the installs and stuff to where I can get to a point where instead of months, well, the first one was years, but now if this one only takes me months, then the next step is from months to weeks, from weeks to days, transition to all of that like that. That's going to be my goal. That's going to be my goal because I mean I enjoy doing this, so I want to make sure that later on I can do this for a little bit extra cash or something,
There you go.
And of course, my clamp cards, get in there too. What did I do with some of my?
Oh, great! I saw.
Speaking of Dave,
those look really good.
So, speaking of, I went ahead and did this on. I put a new clamp card on my memory hilt. So
I saw that post. That looks so cool. Yeah,
an update, jamming.
Oh, that looks
right?
good. That looks
so
great.
I was thinking,
Absolutely.
damn, Dave has that steampunkish look and stuff, and I want to do not necessarily steampunk, but on close to it. And I was like, yeah. And the story behind those boards like that, I was thinking, let's go ahead and we went to a spaceship wreck, and they're just tearing out all these panels from the ship and ripping out. And this Jedi has to make a saber like really quick, otherwise he's just gonna be dead in the water there. And he finds this, clamps everything all together, and there you go.
Save the
It's
day.
just a space junk, saber put together type situation.
Who, by the way,
That's
makes
like
some
depicted-
badass sabers.
Yeah, that's like depicted pretty well in the book I, Jedi, when he makes a Koran horn style lightsaber that like he has only a certain amount of time to like build a saber. It has to work, and he comes up with that speeder bike handle idea and makes it out of that and stuff like that, and actually manages to make like a double crystal build inside there and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
See, I haven't even listened to that one yet.
I haven't listened to that, but I've read it, so I don't know if they actually play it out like some of the other books with the sound effects and music and stuff. But try it. It's called I, Jedi. It's the one that Mad Cow used to like define what his speeder bike Karan Horn was going to look like. It's pretty cool. It's a nice book.
I need to get on that too.
Oh, well,
what are you guys thinking about this one?
This
show.
I am. That seems like it's going to be badass. Dave, I'm hoping I can get your box up by this Saturday, man.
I still need to send you something. You're sending me something again? I got to catch up, man.
Yep.
Oh, you got one coming for me soon.
All right.
Working on it.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to send it out this Saturday, but I realized that I left something out of it, so I got to open it back up, put it in there, and then send it out this Saturday. I didn't have enough time to go to the mail place this weekend. I went in and did some work at the ranch for my mom since she's leaving on Wednesday to go gamble.
Well, you know what, Mundo? Take your time because we're helping a friend move from San Diego to Oregon, Bend, Oregon, which is just south of Portland. So we're going to be gone for like a week starting Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, then I'll send it out the following Saturday.
And your key code is just
777.
And we're gonna get those Graflex lightsabers and all.
Right.
We're leaving the saber-toothed cat at the house, so just so everybody knows.
Dave, I already got a home for the Graflex right here, man.
I see that. You got any leads on a Graflex?
I might.
On sale type thing, or saving, or
not sure yet.
Is that a computer behind you? Like, what's that light setup there? That's a computer, like one of those like gaming computers.
No, it's not a computer. It's actually it's a candle house. Went to Kirkland's and Kelly found this for me too. I mean, she's finding all kinds of good shit for me, man. And so what I did is I went to Walmart and I got some LED strips and I ran the strips in there and run it all the way around it and down.
Oh, it looks cool.
And so it changes colors and everything, man. So it doesn't do the yellow like it doesn't do the yellow like I want it to though.
At the Comic-Con me and Kevin went to a couple weeks back, we saw like these like Batman and Superman signs. They were pretty awesome. Like, they were only $80. They were like about the size, like bigger than a shoebox. And it was like one was a Batman symbol and it lit up like, yellow and black. And the other one was a Superman symbol. And I pointed at him, I said, that's the type of thing I want to get for Mundo, where it's like a custom thing, but instead of Batman or Superman, it would say Mundo. And
shit, that'd be cool.
About that size. I think it'd be perfect for like you maybe behind you on the other side, above your head. So we're gonna, he was saying there was like ways we could, maybe like through like maybe if like Jedi Arms Dealer or somebody with a 3D printer like Derek made like a letter M and then a letter U and then a letter N and then a letter D, and I combined it and lit them up. I think maybe something like that, would look cool behind you. Like,
right. Yeah, no, it definitely would, man. It definitely would. Like, it's funny because, and we were talking about Cram-Fu, right? I was trying to figure out what kind of chassis I could put in the PVC build. And lo and behold, the chassis for the F-16 that I got from Smugglers from Albert, right, fits perfectly in there. I mean, it just fits like a glove. I mean, right in there perfectly, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So if I pull it out, right, so it's just like perfect right in there.
Yeah, Albert's such a good man. He's done so many of my installs. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, You know, I've actually got he's got one of those Prophecy V3s, and I kind of put $20 down on one so that I could lock it in. It's not from the company itself, so it's a second hand, but hey, it'll work, right? And I've always wanted one of those prophecies, so it's like it's a dark one, the Dark Prophecy.
What's
It
your
got
favorite
quiet.
Graflex? Well, I was going to ask, what's your favorite Graflex replica, Mundo?
You know,
Do you have
honestly,
a favorite?
I think well, the Graflex in terms of good versus evil, or just
No,
Graflex
I mean
period.
like, no, I mean like, the like I'm trying to think like Corbance or like if you could have any replica Graflex, would it be Corbance or the Graflex shop or Romans or I'm just curious.
Honestly, I don't know. Um, to be honest with you, I just having a Graflex itself is just awesome
Agreed.
in itself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the original.
Yeah, I think the original would be cool, you know. I mean, that would be like a unicorn hilt right there, one of the unicorn hilts. It might be my
Yeah,
only unicorn hilt, right?
just curious
Uh,
what you guys think is the best replica out there.
who has the best replica?
Yeah, I
Cal?
was just curious what you guys think.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I figured you would know which is the best. Like I would assume that like the Graflex shop or Romans
Yeah,
would be good ones.
yeah. My preference is the Graflex shop.
The Graflex shop?
I was taking a
I would
poll.
I take in that to very high consideration coming from you, Dave. I mean, because honestly,
Like I'm
just
building
comparing them.
Mundo a Graflex, and I think I'm going to get it from the Graflex shop, like the shell. You
Okay.
know.
So
Did you know that,
that to
Mundo?
me is like, what's
Did
that?
you know the space is building you a Graflex?
Yes, I
Yeah.
heard.
He ordered from me like last
Oh,
year.
okay. I thought maybe we had a reveal right here on live. Like, holy shit, how'd
I've
that
got
slip
a couple
by?
Graflexes like right here, but they're for others. Like I have a um, um, what's his
Oh
name?
yeah.
Armando's Graflex right here, and that's the one you helped me with, JAD, with the programming. You remember we made like really far strides with the Profi, and then I just like kind of fell off the map with the programming of it. That's still sitting
Yeah.
here, and I have a Roberts Graflex as well. But we're gonna build Mundo one, similar.
That'd be cool, man. That's awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, Cinzy says I'm over here eyeballing KR's new Graflex kit, which looks good to me
Yeah.
too. It looks pretty good and it's fairly cheap considering. Yeah, so I think it's going to be, and I just love Saber Armory. Speaking of Saber Armory, July 29th, which is not that far away. Okay, you guys, it's like a week away.
Yeah.
Cal from KR Sabers Saber Armory is going to be live with Mundo. That is Saturday, July 29th. BK, David, you're welcome to come to that as well. I think it's not going to be like a Mundo Monday time frame. It's going to be like an afternoon thing. I think it's like a noon thing. I don't know whose time noon, right, Mundo? Maybe it's
Right. It should be about my time noon, because for him he's 6 hours ahead of me. So
that's
I
going to be
wanted to
cool.
make sure
Cal's
that
like
he
one of
had
my
plenty of
heroes.
time.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I've known Cal since he was 22. I don't know how old he is now, but he's probably 30 now or something like that. So I've known Cal for a long time, and he's helped me numerous times. He continues to help me.
Legend.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm super excited that he agreed to be on the show. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure was that, I accommodated Cal in his time. Of course, I've been talking to him back and forth, and I wanted to make sure that his time is very super valuable. since it's just, you know, a lot of times it's just him and I guess his parents that are doing, you know, all the saber stuff over there, and so he doesn't get a whole lot of time, right, to do a lot of stuff. But I was very honored that he agreed to come on to the show, and even if
That
it's
is
just
so
a little
awesome,
bit.
man.
So
That is so cool.
Yes. That's gonna be
and,
legendary.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Mundo, I'm really real proud of you for going out and getting, you know, different people to come on that we've had before. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've got quite a few other people in mind, and of course, you like BK. You know, he wanted to do the Bonds of the Round Table style, so
cool.
we're gonna work on that.
Do
you
that,
know,
yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
like the
be,
couple times BK's been on with you, and I wasn't able to come on, but I watched the next day. I mean, it was funny.
Too.
You guys are awesome together. So
yeah, it's really cool. I'm honored that he's on. I really am. I'm so super blessed that I've got such a great group of people, you know, on here with me. You know, I couldn't ask for better. And then of course, you know, the Mundo show wouldn't be possible without you, Space. And you know, Dave, I mean, you're so badass coming on too, man. I know your time is a lot really valuable as well. So and BK, so he's already super busy. I'm shot. Ah!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Damn it! He
I'm
did a
scared of that
shot,
thing.
so now I gotta do a shot.
Oh, that's it. We're all doing shots.
A shot for a shot. Damn it!
Everybody, shot.
I want to ask
What
you
do you
guys a
say?
question in the meantime, real quick. Hold up on your shot real quick. I just want to pull up my screen and show you guys something. So like
Yes.
on the
Show it.
on the side of this gun, I don't know if you saw the reveal video on Solo Sabers, but this is the Ray blaster that Jeremy made for me. This is a Vader's Vault. He's got a strip behind the panel here, and you could almost tell because when I pull, let me see if you could tell that there is
just
I can
barely,
see it.
just barely.
Yeah, there's like a light back there, and you can almost see it through the seam.
Dude, that is cool.
Now I was considering like, because the strip is right about here, like where my finger is, and it goes back and forth like Knight Rider, right? But you can't see it because of this metal. What do you guys think of drilling some holes here or a slit? Now, once I got the gun, I was thinking maybe I shouldn't do that because there's these rib sections, and I'm just not sure. Like, I mean, maybe maybe I should put holes in the rib section.
Yeah,
BK's
I would put the holes in the ribs.
Yeah,
Hide it.
Hide it as best as possible. Put it in the ribs.
and then like the lights would kind of be going back and forth there. That would look pretty sweet, I think. So yeah, that's actually a good idea. I think we figured that out. Like,
Jim
like
says he's blind.
section. Yeah, like Cinzy says.
Yes, vent it.
That's a good idea. Jim Smith says he's blind from that laser. So are you guys gonna? What'd you say, David?
I was saying, when's Gabe coming over and you guys are kicking the smoke machine? That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Like I want to have like, you know, Gabe or somebody like stand across the room, shoot me with the gun with the laser, and I'll try to deflect it with the lightsaber. Right?
Oh, thank you, Felicia. Felicia said Mondays have become enjoyable thanks to Mundo.
Awesome.
I'm honored, Felicia.
Thank you, Mundo. It's so good to see all you guys tonight.
Speaking of Gabe, did he ever get his Profi saber working from a month ago?
He did.
He did.
It's working fine. He's going to Disney. What's it called? Galaxy's Edge in a couple days, and he's bringing that saber.
Oh, that's cool.
It's working right. Derek from Civilized Sabers also finished up his. He had a Mad Cow like Genesis saber that he wanted upgraded with the better speaker and stuff like that. So Derek,
thank you, Titan.
As well.
Titan says it's not a Monday unless it's a Mundo Monday.
That's right. That is right.
Thank you guys so much. I mean, I am seriously touched. I mean, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it is a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing this. And and that's like I said, and I can't say this enough to everybody, because for me doing the show, it's like we're sitting across the table, or we're sitting at a table, bullshitting, drinking, and having a good time. That is what the show is about. That is what the show is about.
Hold on, Space. You weren't supposed to go yet. You're supposed to.
I didn't know if you guys went, so I was like, I got to catch up.
You were supposed to wait.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it now, where everybody's on the same page. Everybody got their drink in hand. Space.
Let me see if I have any more. I think I got a little more.
Getting to the bottom of the.
A little something, something.
That's all right. That's a swig.
Oh, I like the way that bottle sounds.
Yeah, oh, dude. Dave, eventually I'm going to send you one. Well, and BK, you too, man. Eventually.
Wait, what are you sending me?
That looks like some quality whiskey. I'm all about the whiskey.
This tastes good, and it's cold, too, which is good. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, cheers. Woo. Very good.
Saber Summer 2023.
They said Saber. We got to drink again.
Oh,
I'm gonna extend the Saber Summer by a couple months by going to San Diego and visiting Jedi Arms Dealer in October.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna do some Saber videos. We're going to maybe, I didn't talk to David yet about it, but maybe we should think about like trying to do
Jim, that's where I got it.
Project, you know what I mean? Like a little project together for a day or two and try to come up with make something together or something. We got to figure that out.
Sound font or something.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
See, Jim knows where to get this stuff.
Jim knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Total Wine.
He knows, yeah. Total Wine and more.
Mundo gave me that gift, and he had me go to Total Wine, which is brand new in my town. And Mundo sent it right there as soon as that Total Wine, because originally, Mundo, you were going to send it to Union, which is about 40 minutes north of me. And I said, it's kind of far. And then you said, listen, one just opened right near you. It's 5 minutes from you. It's 10 minutes from you, and it's a Total Wine. I said, I don't know what that is, but when I walked in, it was like the Walmart of wine, with everything.
Walmart of wine and whiskey, shit. And it's got everything you can imagine.
You know what they had?
Even White Lightning.
Yeah, and I never knew where they got those. Like, you go into an Italian restaurant or like a steakhouse, you see those big bottles of wine that are presented in front of the restaurant. It's for like a party or something. It's very large. Total Wine has those bottles, so you could buy those as a consumer. That's pretty awesome. Imagine you go to a party and there's these gigantic bottles of wine and whatever. That'd just be crazy. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is the Walmart of wine for sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, they had like little, hors d'oeuvres and different things. That's what I was kind of interested in, like the little breadsticks and the olive dip. And they had also strange little, like almost like airplane bottles up by the register, right? The little impulse buy things. Instead of being like candy bars at Total Wine, they are like little like coffee espresso shots of some kind of alcohol. They have like a special airplane bottle of a special thing that you've never seen before. They have a little airplane bottle of like alcohol from around the world, and you have like even one of the like you spin something to pick out a birthday card for somebody. You're at Total Wine, you spin something that just has like airplane bottles, all different types. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely, and even the White Lightning type stuff, man. Woo, they got all kinds of stuff.
Helpful, like because I walk around not knowing any. Like I'm not, a drinker in any means. Like the last time I had a drink was probably with you guys. But I walk in there and those people are nice because they say, hey, what you looking for? A white wine. This is a good one. That's a decent one. This one's got a good price this week. Or they tell you about the rum. If you don't understand about the rum, they'll explain it to you. They kind of have no. They're not trying to.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable.
Help. Yeah.
They don't BS you there. They actually know their stuff.
Yeah, they know their stuff. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good place to go. So, Dave, did Barbara drink wine?
Yes, tonight.
Yeah, you guys gotta go over there and grab some good stuff, man.
Oh, we
Total
have
win.
we have they got one here and it's epic. Yeah, now she likes to have a little wine when she's cooking dinner.
Good stuff, good
Blast.
stuff, man.
So, Dave, I'm gonna arrive at your place on Halloween. Like, what should we do? Walk
Y'all gonna
around
have
and-
Booker
Out
Mass
as
Trick
kids,
or treat.
dress up as Sith and scare the bejesus out of.
Yep.
because like I could easily pack like my cloak and stuff like that. It's not that clunky. So maybe I should pack that since I'm arriving on or maybe I should even send it because I'm going to send you the saber. I might as well just wrap the saber in the cloth, send it to you. That way my costume is there, the saber's there. We run around the neighborhood with the like. I remember about 15 years ago when I had the EL, and this is maybe 20 years ago. I think probably 25 years ago. The EL sabers from England. I had to order it, wait like 8 months. You know, it had the 9-volt battery. It was the Graflex with the light up thing. And me and my friend who also had one of those Graflexes, he actually had 2 9-volt batteries in his. So his was a little brighter, but it used the same EL blade that plugs in with the audio. So like BK probably knows what the old thick audio plug looks like, and it plugged in. That was the saber blade.
1/4 inch jack.
And we're walking
I
around.
can imagine Anthony. I can imagine Anthony sitting in his Sith suit, sitting down in front of the house, saber in one hand, and he's just sitting still and waiting for the kids to come up to the door.
We were
Once he
totally
comes up to
walking
the door,
around, and people who were like on their porch waiting for the trick-or-treaters. It was nighttime and we had the sabers on. We're walking down the street and they said, "Come up to the door, don't you want the candy?" And we're like, "No, we don't, we're just showing off, we don't even want to trick or treat. We just want to show off. We got these sabers, we got the cloak." It was impressive for that time. They didn't have NeoPixel, they didn't have anything bright. This looked cool enough that people were trying to get us to come up to their porch. They said, don't you want the Snickers bar? We're like, no, we don't care about that. We're just walking around the neighborhood trying to look cool. But maybe this year.
And now he's got the blaster.
I got the good one. I got the blaster. I don't know if with that, like the way Jeremy sent this to me, I'm really surprised it didn't get like. I mean, this looks like a gun. This is a gun, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kick ass though.
Around with this, because like the era, like the era of like Jedi that I'd like to be is a post Luke Skywalker type of Jedi, and I feel like Luke Skywalker would instruct his like students to carry a blaster because there's some distance advantage in certain scenarios. Maybe you need to shoot out something that a lightsaber just couldn't do, and I think that would be kind of a standard issue, or at least a recommended weapon to carry as a Jedi would be a blaster if you were like post like New Republic era. So that's kind of the Jedi that I'd want to be. I want to have like I feel like my saber is kind of like my Jedi assassin saber is a lot like that era, that look. It's got copper in it. It looks like a Koran horn thing. Koran horn is like a student of Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi, so it's from that era. And then you carry the blaster, which is also from that era, right? Like this is like a Rey blaster.
It's a Rey blaster.
Like 30 years after Return of the Jedi, so this blaster must have been produced before then, because Han had it in his ship or whatever. So this would fit the era. You could find one of these or build one of these by that point and stuff like that. So
right. Well, even the Star Wars Encyclopedia has a great library of all the blasters that have been used throughout the Star Wars universe, and it's just a plethora of different arms. Jim, first saber was a hardware store saber with EL blade and Kenner saber sounds board with 2 9-volts.
Wow, that must have been similar to what my friend had. I was a little jealous because we had ordered a purple blade. His came with a blue blade and mine came with a green blade. So we had the purple blade was like hard to light up properly, but his saber did a little bit better job of making it look like a little bit more like a Mace Windu thing, especially when the lights were like really dark. And then I think when 2002 came along, and or 2003, whenever they came out with like the first, it was like an EL lightsaber that was like a Luke lightsaber that lit up green, and it was a Hasbro or a Master Replicas, whatever it was, and it's did it scroll up, David? I don't remember, but there's something about it that was pretty cool. But the bad thing was we got it during the winter, and it was so cold, and we did these duels outside that the thing was shattered.
Well, they were that first run. They were making them out of acrylic, so they would shatter no matter what. It wasn't.
It was like 10 degrees, and we're out in the backyard. We had built a patio. I got in a house, and we had an apartment with our friends, and we each had one of these. The one I had was supposed to be for my friend's son, a little 5-year-old, and I'd like, let me just try this out before giving it to him, and I shattered it, and then I had to go buy another one because I really wanted to give it to him as a gift, but
acrylic.
You had to test it out first, right?
You had to test it out. I didn't know it was acrylic, like David's saying, but that's what I had.
Hey, they didn't learn their lesson.
Acrylic and Kram-Fu.
What'd you say, BK?
Space, I got a question for you. Is this your first blaster that you got, the one from Jeremy?
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I had a blaster core. If you know what that is, it's a Plector Labs board.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have made sound fonts for it over the years. I don't know, but this one has a Profi. But I always kind of wanted the something that was a blaster that was cool. I like the Han Solo blaster, but everyone has that one, so I wanted something different. And even though I don't really like the character of Rey, I did like her blaster a lot. I thought this looked kind of legit. So I was originally going to put the blaster core in here and cut a hole and have the blaster core screen, which my blaster core came with. I think I have a blaster core 4. They went up to, I think, blaster core 5. That's where they are now. I don't know if these, Irv is going to make any more blaster cores, because you could use Profis or other boards pretty easily to do a blaster. Yeah. But I was originally going to do that, and then I started thinking, like, trying to see into the future, like, when would I be able to make it? And I realized it would be years. So I wanted to send it to Jeremy to actually have it done so I could play with it. Because if I looked ahead into the future and I'm like, well, I have a saber to do for Malcolm is almost done. I've got another customer, Robert, who has a second saber I got to do, and I'll do Mundo's saber. I have a prize saber I'm giving away. I'm going to do that next, and these are every one of these is like months later. And I realized, I'm never going to be able to build the blaster for myself that I wanted with the laser and all this stuff. I think I asked David. He said, I got a lot of stuff to do. We could work it in, but I got a lot of stuff to do. And I was like, you know what? I heard Jeremy say on a podcast that he never, or on an Instagram post or something, that he never makes anyone wait more than 3 weeks. So I was like, you know what? 3 weeks is nothing for me. Yeah. It goes by in the blink of an eye. Like, even Christmas will be here tomorrow for me. That's how fast time goes by. So I just sent it to Jeremy. I said, you know what? You say everything could take 3 weeks. You do it. I'm telling you, even before I sent it, he was working on it. He had printed out the chassis. He incorporated the laser I wanted. He tried to find a blue laser. I said, I want it to be blue. I know it's not Canon. He said, well, I found a blue laser, but it's not going to work. I said, all right, put the red one in. It'll be more like Canon anyway with the red, So that's kind of how that one happened. It's my first blaster. Cool. Yeah, it's like, and I always imagined that I would carry a blaster. So now my next kind of goal is to find somebody that does the leather and see if they could make a cool holster for that. Maybe one of you guys know like who does that. But
Vader's Vault.
Vader's Vault
makes one. Yeah, I think they're $60.
Because Harris made me a sweet custom black Jedi belt. So if I went to Vader's Vault and saw that it was a black holster, I might be compelled to like buy that and attach it to my leg or something. It's brown.
Speaking of Harris, how's he doing?
Was that Mundo?
I said, speaking of Harris, how's he doing?
He's doing good. Yeah, I talked to him. You know, I think
He's been playing a lot lately, right? The drums.
He's doing a lot of music and stuff like that, and I think he's going to get his lightsaber back from Will. You may have seen Will on one of our podcasts. He was an awesome guest. He walked around his shop and he kind of showed us all the projects he was working on. He does the high-end Graflexes. He's up
right. We were on that show all together. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so Harris, you know, because I broke Harris's saber. I touched the soldering iron to the chassis, which was metal. And at the same time, one of the positive or negatives, and the thing started smoking.
Oh
and
no!
It blew up all, like Harris had fed all the wires through all the different points of his like $6,000 lightsaber, whatever it cost him, and he fed all the wires through for weeks in advance. Brought it over, I blew it up. So he sent it to Will, and Will's been working on it. He's got one little thing to work through, where like one of the little, because it's got like literally. I mean, Jedi Arms Dealer probably knows more than me about this, but he's got a Martin Bayer Graflex, which probably has 50 accent LEDs. I'm not exaggerating, and one of them isn't acting properly. So Will is working on it extra to try to get that one that's not working properly to fire properly, and then he's send it back to Harris. Harris is going to come over and he's going to we're going to do a video together about that saber. So that'll
cool.
Pretty soon. He's supposed to get that saber back like within a day or a couple days. So
that'd be sweet.
Yeah,
that'd be really sweet to see.
I've got a bunch of videos I want to do, which is I want to do a video about my Graflex on my Space Window channel, which is a Michael Murphy FX Sabers Graflex. I haven't really done like an in-depth video about it. And just this year, I rewired it and did some extra things to it, like put some extra NeoPixel things in it. So I think that'll be like a good saber to review now. I've got more this saber from Derek. I'll do some kind of video.
You know, the Martin Bayer has got some damn good Kram-Fu in all of those chassis, man. You got to have some.
It is such a defeating thing to see all those wires. Could you imagine there's these little holes that go through the chassis, where you feed the wires through?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? I don't know, you're probably too new to wiring, and thankfully this probably hasn't happened to you yet, but unfortunately this happened to me maybe 2 to 3 times. When you blow up a saber the wrongest way, which I've done, it incinerates the wires. The wires go on fire in such a way that the casing, the silicone casing burns off and you're left with just a wire. So imagine the wires fed through the metal chassis. You completely incinerate the casing of the wire. And now the wire itself is touching the metal chassis, causing more fires. And the thing is just smoking. And you've completely destroyed any hope of getting it done in a weekend, because he would prepare it for weeks and then bring it over. So that was, and it was just such a small mistake. It was just the soldering iron laid down on the chassis the wrong way. Instead of being this, trying to make I bent the soldering iron over, and only afterwards did Jedi Arms Dealer tell me, or he connected the dots for me, because he told me this previously, but he said, if you put the nail polish inside that metal, you won't see it, but it won't be as conductive. And, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until after it happened. It blew up, and then Jedi Arms Dealer said, "You remember all those times I told you that nail polish would stop you from doing that?" And I said, "Oh, okay." We didn't take the 4 hours it would have taken. Put the nail polish all in there, wait 3 hours. It dries, then you go ahead and install. We didn't do that. So I'm just going ahead with the install, and I just happened to connect two points.
Well, and that's see, I try to do a quick connect with the battery for the memory saber, right? And here I've got the quick connect for the speakers, and then a quick connect for the battery. But when I did the first time the quick connect for the battery, and I tried it, Man, I don't know what happened, but the quick connect for the battery right here has just started burning up. And I was like, oh shit. So I had to quickly unplug it and take it off. So now I'm just kind of going back and thinking to myself, I'm going to have to take off the quick connect for the battery and just wire it straight up.
Yeah, or is the plot positive and negative flipped on the quick connects and it caused it to connect?
That
right?
happens
Right? Like,
well, I mean, that's the thing. Everything was properly done, right? Everything was properly done. So I don't understand why it was burning up. So, that's, I mean, I might as well just hardwire it with the power
BK
and just leave the quick connect for
It was probably done. I don't know why it was smoking.
Well, I started to learn that same lesson where I like with the gun, like not only did I realize I would never do it, but it's also, you know, just let the expert handle it. Jeremy, he was putting out a video. He did the gun. He did another gun. He did another gun. I said, you know what? Can you put a laser in the gun? He said, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Okay, just do mine. That way it's done in 2023 and it's not 2025 and I'm still wishing for the gun, you know.
It would have been 2027 if I did it.
Good. Jim says polarity. Yeah, it might have been.
You know what, David?
Especially.
Like,
yeah,
I was considering like, and I thought that this was too much of a burden. So I was like, I don't want to give David this burden, which I was going to send it to you so that we could work on it together when I was there. But I was like, you know what? That's like too much of a like a thundercloud hanging over us. So let's just be free. And we don't have to worry about that. We go out on the boat and we don't have to worry about like anything. Do something for fun, you know, not because we had to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Better catch a lot of fish. You guys better catch a lot of fish on that boat.
Actually, I have a question. I got a question for David.
All right.
There was a video you put out on YouTube a few years back where you connected a lightsaber via Bluetooth to your car stereo that had these massive.
I love that.
What like? Talk to us about like what was
he basically made that video for me to watch.
Really? That was like I stumbled across that video and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get past the whole Bluetooth barrier because Bluetooth signals are pretty weak, so they won't go through anything metal. And so I built an acrylic saber that looks like a gigantic kyber crystal. And so the Bluetooth would go through that all day long because it's acrylic. And so I did a bunch of research on what type of Bluetooth transmitter and receiver to use together. And so I plugged what they call a low latency transmitter. I built it into the saber hilt and then used a low latency receiver, plugged it into my car stereo. And Barbara, I showed it to her on my car. We call it the Rocket. It's an old school Mazda. And she's like, "We gotta go video this shit. Are you kidding me?"
It was a beautiful sunset.
Neighbors were like coming outside. They were coming outside and they were like, "What is going on out here?" And so we drove it in the back and middle of nowhere in some business complex after hours and fired it up right at sunset and shot that video. And it was deafening.
That was such a great
cool.
I loved it. It
so
was
I'm
that
trying to
video.
build. God.
No, I was gonna say it was that video that prompted me to do my sabers. They weren't Bluetooth, but I actually wired them up so they were like a UHF, like a wireless transmission you would do like with microphones with like 2G and 5G and stuff like that. Yeah, and it worked great. It was that video that actually got me excited about it.
Cool, I love that. That's
metal
cool.
carbon fiber
right in front of you. You got the saber with the transmitter right in front of you?
I can get it.
Felicia says, "Poor Harry, what a saber was." Oh my god,
that saber's so big. It's like all
look at that.
Look at how thick that looks.
It's crazy.
Like a baseball bat.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
You guys
loud and clear, bro.
You guys really want to hear it? Put on a pair of headphones, and the bass and everything is all in the video with an iPhone.
What'd you say, David? Put on a pair of headphones?
Put on a pair of headphones when you watch this video. And Barbara used her iPhone, and I can't get over how good the iPhone microphone is. The bass, everything it'll like rattle your ears. It's so.
That's a cool
amazing.
car too, and you got that car set up with the nice stereo, right? So you're saying the iPhone picked up the good stereo sound without actually without the Saber being plugged into the iPhone in any way, like it's not Bluetooth connected. It's just coming out of the stereo of the car.
Yeah, it's literally just the iPhone microphone is recording the bass coming out of that car, and if you wear headphones, you're like, holy crap, I'm there. Like it's so real sounding.
Do you have a way? Because I know I asked you this like 2 years ago, but do you have a way? I don't know if you solved this or if you came up with a way where like I'm there with you and both our Saber sounds are coming out of that same car, or is that not possible?
That's what I'm working on now.
Wow. Oh my God.
See, folks, you hear it first.
You get here, I'll have it figured out. So,
holy shit! So you're gonna like park the car on like a cool spot, and then like we're both gonna have this, Saber duel, like, and then it's gonna be
dude,
like coming blasted.
And then Barbara's gonna record the direct feed to her laptop so that we can sync up the audio after the fact, and it'll be like live.
Oh snap!
Shit, so what kind of blade are you going to build me for? Because I'm going to send you my lightsaber hilt, but not a blade. Like, what are you going to build me a TriStar or something like that?
Yeah, well, I got 2 TriStars and a Quad Star here now, thanks to you.
Oh wow!
And why I've went out and bought these bastards? Holy shit, dude! I had to go out and get some blue blockers from bitches.
I had to get the red lights for space right here.
Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
BK, can I see that hilt?
Oh yeah. It's a
bust it out, bro.
It's a piece of junk. It's like a working.
That's
it was like a working saber. It was like I took a old LGT, like a piece of junk that I just wanted to use. But I got these transmitters where I took the
Oh, that works.
It's just a 1/4-inch jack, and I plug this in.
Wow.
And then on my audio interface, I have the actual receiver, and it just makes it so it's wireless, but it's not it's not Bluetooth, because what I found was like Bluetooth has a latency.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, it was like how did you solve
Bluetooth has like a 50 to 60 millisecond latency. So like if I'm hitting the Saber, you hear this latency. But the UHF, either if it's 2.4 or 5G, doesn't have latency, and you can get a good 100 feet, radius with these, and it works.
That is the better.
That's like a satellite. That's like so smart.
Yeah, it works really well.
BK, if you buy a Bluetooth transmitter that's aptX and a receiver that's aptX, it's the low latency is barely detectable. It's
really
night and day. Yeah, it has to be aptX to aptX. I want to write that down. That's the secret to what I did on the rocket.
There you go.
Only here.
Writing it down. The funny thing is like even though I went wireless,
even though I don't know what that means.
I went wireless for like the past 3 years with all my demo videos, and then I went back to being wired in because I didn't like the latency. Well, not the latency. It was just the sometimes you get audio dropouts and stuff like that you can't control.
Bluetooth's pretty lame, but if you get 2 good aptX transmitter or receiver and you sync those up, you'll be much happier. Now you're always going to have better sound quality with what you're using, the 1/4-inch FM transmitter.
Yeah,
you're going to have better sound quality. It's just full frequency, but it's pretty darn close. Like if you wear headphones when you watch that video of me spinning by my car, you'd be amazed at how clear it is. Oh, cool.
I saw.
That's Bluetooth, but that's Bluetooth. Like at its aptX is the best.
So Dave, have you done the same thing with your Mando blaster, the wireless part, and put the sound on the car?
I gave that blaster to my buddy's kids for Christmas, so I don't have that anymore.
Okay.
I got one of the Ray blasters like Space has because Vader's Vault sells them. And I was like, man, they're going to sell out of these now that Jeremy started cranking them out.
Are you
So I
worried
got one
about
for
it being
myself.
like not fitting right? Like Jeremy said, mine wasn't right. Like he said, some of the screws were misaligned and stuff. Is that why they were selling them as empties? It's because they weren't like proper or something?
I think there were machining mistakes in those or something because mine was not easy to put together either. I haven't installed it. I just assembled it literally 2 nights ago.
Mm.
But no, it was a mess. Like I had to file stuff and get out the Dremel, and like my hammer wouldn't slide after the panel was on. It was
like the hammer on this one's pretty tough to pull.
Yeah.
The 2 blasters that I would love to have is the Han Solo and the Mando.
Yeah.
I think those would be like
must be crazy, bro.
Crazy expensive.
I think those would be the only 2 blasters I would just like to have.
Well, how about the Django? Mundo, do you like Django's blaster? Those are nice, but it doesn't look like
Django's
there's
is pretty
room for
cool.
electronic.
Yeah,
They're like
it's pretty tight, right?
I'll pull.
There's not much room.
Yeah, they're like skeletal bodies. I don't know if people make these like
a hollow Mando. That's a good question.
It's just
I guess
millimeters.
There's room for it. Like I don't know. Let me show you this like eBay. No, this is like a cheap. No, that is a good picture. I gotta find a better
I haven't
picture.
found one that says it's installable for Solo or Mando yet, and they're expensive. The metal replicas are like $750 plus.
Yeah, because the one, what is it? John from Sabers Forever, he has them on his website, and man, those are crazy because they were the I guess the plastic BB ones.
Yeah, the airsoft. Yeah.
Yeah, the airsoft pistols that they went ahead and converted. They look nice. They look pretty sweet though.
And they put electronics in them?
Yeah, because the little the handle on it is vented whichever side you need it to be vented on, right? And then the little magazine is what holds the soundboard in it, and on the side where the magazine goes into is where the speaker is, right? And then the cocking mechanism on the gun itself has wires running to where it triggers everything. So it's even wired to where you run out of bullets, you got to actually cock it with the, cock it and then reload the magazine type stuff. I mean, it's wicked cool, man.
That is cool.
You ought to check it out.
This
It's
like
on Sabers
position
Forever.
where like anything's possible right now. I mean, like look at the stuff like BK does with the sounds,
right?
Stuff Jedi Arms Dealer does with the materials of like acrylic and plastic and metal. I mean, we're in a time where like you can just, I mean, we could put 5 strips inside the blade and have it just be a pentastar. I mean, it's just like we can do whatever the fuck we want. It's crazy.
Blind everybody. I love it.
I got a question for you guys. What do you like? It seems to me like these blasters have been like a hot thing this year. I didn't really see much of the blasters until this year. Like this year, everyone's doing blasters. But I don't see any sound font makers doing blaster like packages. Like, do you guys think that would be a thing? Like, should I start making blaster packages?
I mean, you could start with Django Fett. I mean, I know there might be a few out there, but isn't like that's what you hear? Like every time you guys have said blaster in the past 10 minutes, I hear that Django Fett blaster. Like when he's shooting, Mace Windu, and right before he gets his head chopped off.
No, I was thinking of doing like a blaster package where you get like 10 different sounds. So you get Django, you get an E-Web, you get the 15.
Oh, I'll be the first customer.
Do it, man. You'll be the first one to get it on there.
Multi-character, absolutely.
I just need the gauge of the demand. Like, you know, because I don't see anyone doing it, but I don't see a lot of blasters.
Yeah, I mean,
Until this
like
year,
there's only
blasters
a
just
few
blew up.
people in here now, but yeah, like we'll ask the question. Anybody in the chat that wants a blaster pack made by BK, like put a 1 in the chat. I think there's only a few people in here, but we'll probably get a couple.
Shit, I tell you,
one.
even if it takes a couple of years to get a blaster, I already have the package before I get the blaster. I'll tell
Fuck
you that
yeah,
much.
like I want a blaster pack too. I think that would be awesome.
Well, I
A
used an
mouth
old Prism
blaster
5.
Hell yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. There you go. That's gotta be on there.
I'll do the fart font too, so when you blow it, you like.
Well, that's a cool aspect about the blaster thing is that you know, like when I hit this trigger too many times, as you may have seen in the Jeremy's video, then it has to reload.
Yeah.
So it just gives you that
Immersive.
extra air of realism where
Yeah.
okay, the weapon has to be reloaded. That sound can change depending on whether it's like an E111 like blaster rifle might have a different type of deeper click.
Yep.
If it's a pocket blaster, or I forget what they call it in the Star Wars books, but it might be called a pocket blaster, where like some people have it hidden on their thigh, like a thigh holster, or you have a powerful blaster like a DL-44. Like there would be different clicking sounds for whether the thing was out of power, the blaster pack, the actually blaster explosions, the blaster.
Yeah.
You know, just like the saber, like you released a video today that was like Survivor Blue, you know, sound font for lightsabers. It's like the same thing for blasters. It could be like you know, a certain type of blaster bolt that sounds different because it's a high-powered blaster bolt.
Oh yeah.
Versus a, you know, a stormtrooper like red blaster bolt, or a sort of first order blue blaster bolt, like the one that Kylo Ren froze in midair. You know, they would have different sounds to it. You know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge interest. So if I did like dive deep into it and make it, I just don't want you being the only purchaser. You know?
Yeah.
Well, no, you've already got like eight purchasers right here already.
If you put some time into it and made it, and Mundo will promote it every Monday.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll promote it when I do streams and stuff like that, and you know we'll get people to understand that it's available.
Oh, even John from the Collectors will probably showcase it too, man.
Totally. Like if we gave a copy of the file to John, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
he would, and he enjoys that stuff so much. Like people will send him their products, so who knows? Maybe he has a blaster, or a blaster is on its way. He will put one of that on his. He'll make a video. He's got like 10,000 subscribers. He'll drum up a little interest in it. You know, put it on Instagram. He's got probably, I don't know how many he's got on Instagram, but he might have thousands of people on Instagram.
Speaking, since we're on the topic of Cram-Fu, it was John's video. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. He bought a Qui-Gon Hill from Vader Sabers, I think. I've never heard of Vader Sabers before.
Yeah, Vader Sabers.
It looks like it's another like kind of a TQX kind of overseas. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy one anyways, because it had the hilt where it had the deep grooves.
The grooves are there, yes.
That's where it looks like it was a Cram-Fu, where everything was stuffed in the front, and then you had the speaker pod in the back. So I bought it knowing I was like, all right, it's a Cram-Fu. I'm going to take it. I'm gonna do something to the pommel, because I'm going to probably gut it and do like a custom chassis in the pommel, so I can do a full enclosure on the speaker and do it properly and leave the front intact. But it was John. Him and his damn videos always entice me to buy shit. It's like,
yeah. No, well, you know what? He does such a good job with his videos, because he's a photographer for his day job, for his freelance day job.
They look good.
And so his videos are very professional looking. He's got all the equipment, and now his voice. he's like got a radio voice now.
Yeah.
Where he really draws you in with the knowledge of the sabers. He's not new to it anymore. He understands everything. He's like kind of schooling people on what's going on. He's got the inside scoop. So he's totally revved it up a notch, and he's basically at the peak performance right now with like putting out these videos. They look good, they sound good. He's got the concise nature of like laying it out, and he's got the graphics to support it. It's pretty awesome.
He's got great content, great content.
Yeah, and eventually he's going to come on to the Mundo show. I talked to him, and he says he'd love to come on to the show with us. It's just a matter of finding the time for him.
Did you tell him the rule?
He was over, but we were.
You told him the rule about the whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. I don't know if he's a drinker, so I got to find out.
He's kind of like getting in shape and like working out and stuff, so maybe he's not. But
yeah. Where's the ammo? I don't know where the ammo has been.
Like there's something about that like depletion, like the power cell depletion thing that like Jim Smith's talking about. That I don't know what it is, but it's really cool. Like when the clip runs out and you get to pick like, okay, it's like 11 shots or it's 20 shots. Like my blaster, I think it's supposed to be 20 shots. But I think the Han Solo blaster is supposed to be such a powerful shot that he would only have maybe 8 or 12, whatever it is, because like each shot is like powerful. You might have different like light color to the blaster. So blasters is a whole nother thing, but people in sabers have always been interested in doing a blasters. These sound cards have for a while have been able to like accommodate the blasters, and now that they're so tiny and the Profi is so configurable, it's like you could probably do a blaster with the Golden Harvest as well, right? You just, like, have to set it up a certain way with the programming. It's really neat.
You're blasting Profi, you said, right?
Right, and actually, this is the first item I've ever had with the 3.0. Because every other Profi I've showed with is a 1.5.
That's the 3.0 board.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't opened it yet, but that's what he said in the video. He kind of showed it, so I guess that's what he's using now. Is this for the sabers and for the blasters? Just a 3.0 Profi, I guess it's the standard now. I probably have a few more 2.2 Profis that I'll be using, but the 3 is the new version.
Look, Space almost got the same lighting right there, right behind you and me.
Oh yeah, nice.
Space, in the next weeks to come, hit me up. I might want to reach out to you and do some blaster fonts. And I don't have a blaster here to test, but you do. You could be my guinea pig.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Man.
One of the shows that I want to do also is a chassis show, man. And so, Dave, what I want to do is I want to get like Benji and Jeremy and Albert and you all together on a show, and we'll do like a show for chassis, man. I think that'd be a pretty cool show.
Ask Rich Sangillo if he wants to be on that too, because remember he built you that one chassis, and
yes,
he makes chassis pretty efficiently and quickly.
Right.
For people, he's really nice about it.
Right, and I told y'all that
it'd be cool if you guys like showcase something that he did.
Yes, and yes, I would love to have him on too. As a matter of fact, he wants to come on to the show as well. And he came to Corpus not too long ago, and we got to see each other briefly, and it was a really good time, man. It was
Mundo,
really
I'm going to
good
come
time.
see you next. After I see David, I think in 2024 I'm going to come to Texas. So we got to go get
That'd be
some good.
cool. We should be empty nesters after 2 years.
Maybe 2025. I'll come and we'll go out to barbecue.
No, man, I'll make you barbecue here at the house, dude.
Dual sabers and on your farm and
on the ranch.
On the ranch.
Work. Like I'll like help you on your ranch for a couple of days. I like working. I don't want to sit still. I'll help if you need help. Just don't let one of those animals kick me.
Nah. Don't worry about that.
You can take it. We can see what you did with the boards. You'll be all right.
Well, Dave, I would like you to come to the ranch as well, man. I think it'd be, and you too, BK. I
Absolutely.
mean, I think it would be kind of cool because I have a couple of buildings that we could stay in, so it'd be
Oh
kind of
wow,
cool.
Well, you
that
guys
would be
aren't far
cool.
from me. Dave, you're over in San Diego, you said?
Yeah, I'm in way
Yeah.
north San Diego, so you're only about an
Where are
hour
you,
and a half.
BK?
Yeah, I'm like an hour away from you.
Cool.
Oh, maybe we'll come see you or something. I'm gonna be with
Yeah.
David for like 4 days. It'll be like Halloween. It'll be like November 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Maybe I'll leave on the 4th. Who knows, something like that. So maybe there's some time in there.
That'd be
We could
awesome.
go. I was trying to pull out a couple hours to go to. Now Santa Cruz is nowhere near you, right, David? It's a lot north.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
way
would
north,
like.
yeah.
There's a karate school that's like a sister school to my dojo that I wanted to go for like 2 hours, but it's just when I looked at the map, I looked at what was going on in my trip. I'm driving down from like Highway 1, going down to like where David is. It didn't seem like there was gonna be time for that, but yeah, like I thought that would be cool to like stop by. But California is so big, it's just that like you think like, oh, you're in California, I'll stop by, but it's like, oh, it's 6 hours north. But like if you're an
Yeah.
hour away, maybe we should make the trip. I mean, David might have like a different car by then. I know you're looking at like a new car, so maybe who knows? Maybe we'll take a trip or something.
BK, you can even come down and go out on the boat with us if you want. It's
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm ready.
That'd
Dude,
be
that's
awesome.
badass.
On the
San
water.
Diego is like the beer capital of the world for me. It's like they make
Yeah.
such great beers out of there.
There's breweries
Like
everywhere.
you know what I want to do, and like this might be illegal, but this is what I did when I was like 13.
There's nothing illegal here.
When I was like 13, and I want to do this with a lightsaber because we did this with a garbage can lid. I had my one friend, and he's here tonight. He's in my other room. He's my friend since I was 5 years old. When we were like 13, I had him put on the like a metal garbage can lid on his forearm, and I attached to my arms. I thought I was like Optimus Prime or some kind of transformer. So I put on the I duct taped to my arms the Roman candles, and I lit the Roman candles like I was a transformer. I started shooting lasers. But I would love to be able to try to deflect that. I mean, maybe I'd have to wear some kind of mask so I wouldn't, go blind. Once the Roman candle went down to like my, it was like shot 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it went down to where my forearm was, and I had it duct taped. It started burning my fucking forearm. I had to try to get that duct tape right off, real quick, and try to get them off. But if we did it right, maybe it would look like laser bolts. You know what I'm saying? Like a candle.
Hey, y'all had those Roman candle shit. We had bottle rockets, man. We were shooting bottle rockets
That's
at
maybe
each
a little
other.
too fast to try to deflect. I don't know. Like bottle rocket was pretty quick.
Then some bitches heard if you get hit by one.
Yeah.
Ted Osborne's talking about the Midway. There's that big ship in the harbor. Yeah, there's so much to see here.
Well, I was in La Jolla in 2017, which has got to be right near you, right, JAD?
It's about 30 minutes.
That was it was just so awesome. I don't know if I just caught it on a good
Beautiful.
like weather weekend or
It's
whatever, but the
beautiful
weather
there.
was just picture perfect, and the sunsets were incredible. I mean, sitting on the beach, watching the sunset. I think it was like San Diego University steps, just sitting there and watching the sunset, going to like different bars around the area, and I mean the weather was perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. So I'm just really hoping for something like that where we get some good videos of us playing around and with the
Yeah.
I said
Try.
BK has covered everything over there by where he's at, somewhere there.
What's
yeah,
that?
Right, BK?
What?
I sent you a thing about the Star Wars board that's close to your area.
Yeah, dude, I want to
Star
go.
Wars,
but
what?
There's a bar down in downtown LA, but it's in like a shady part of downtown LA. I'm a little skeptical.
Oh, is it?
But the inside looks really good. It's just like it's in that part of downtown LA where there's no parking and it's kind of shady, but I'm still gonna check it out.
Oh, wow.
That's where
I
you need to
just
roll
saw
up
it
and
and I was all like, man, y'all got to go check it out.
No, it looks great on the inside. It looks like something Disney just came up with. It looks phenomenal.
I think I saw pictures of that online.
I think so
I
too.
would,
Yeah.
I would go there.
Yeah.
I mean, October is not that far away. We're already like middle of July. I'll be down there in a couple months. We'll hit it up.
We'll just dress all goth in our freaking Sith robes, and no one will fuck with us.
Well, yeah, like if we walk in with our Sith robe and our lightsaber,
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
about that.
You'll be fine.
Yep.
And you got the blaster too, right?
Got the
Oh,
blaster.
shit. Pull that out of your cloak. Oh god.
It'll be around Halloween. They really can't deny that type of impression. Walk in the front door.
I'd hate to
Shoot
break
the
it to you,
laser
but
at the disco.
this Halloween, I'm not going to be a Jedi. This is the first Halloween in probably a decade where I'm not going to be a Jedi for Halloween.
What are you gonna be? Spider-Man?
Ghostbuster. No, Ghostbuster.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was
He's got a sweet setup. He's got a sweet setup.
Mundo, like a month ago when we did a video, I got a proton pack that's got all the lights and the sounds,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've got
Dude, he demoed it, dude. I mean, it's badass.
I even
You
went and
build
got my
it?
custom name tag on the thing on the suit.
Official.
That's awesome.
It's official.
It's legit.
That is awesome. Felicia says, I can't wait to see all the reels that come from this visit between Space and Jedi Arms Dealer after that story.
Right?
Yeah, I think it'll be cool because like if we get some like sunsets that are sweet, I think we could have some. JD, like, do you have a drone? Should I try to bring like a drone where
don't
it
have a
takes
drone.
like it
thought
takes a
about
photo of us at, like from above, and we could be like doing some kind of duel and get like 10 seconds. That might be cool. I might have to ask my dad to like borrow his drone.
Yeah, it's a BYOD. Bring your own drone.
We're going to.
Like my dad's got one of them. I think he just recently bought one that's like smaller. It's kind of a small drone. Maybe something like that's possible. Oh, that's pretty sweet. The Jing Institute of Chinese Martial Arts, San Diego, Wushu Center.
Ooh,
oh my god,
nice.
I love like watching like the Wushu videos. Who's the guy that plays Ip Man? I forget. Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen's awesome.
Wushu champion. And if you ever like look up Donnie Yen's mom on YouTube, you'll just see her performing like the Wushu moves. She's fucking expert. She's so good. Oh my god.
Can she break boards with her knees though?
Dude, she could probably break a board with the one finger, dude.
Yeah, she'll probably crush people.
When she's full of hamburgers. That's what I want to see.
One more? Uno mas?
One more.
I'm
Uno
totally
mas?
out.
Yeah, I'm totally out too.
You totally out?
Thank you, though. That bottle was incredible.
Well, I have to go back to
That was
Well,
really
Mundo,
enjoyable.
looks like it's me and you and that bottle of water you got in there.
What?
I have some coffee. I've got some water.
Don't judge.
You know that ain't water.
It ain't water. Mundo don't drink water. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Here, I'll pretend. There we go.
I feel like it's I know like July 4th just passed by. It kind of feels like July 4th. Kind of feels like Christmas time with you guys. Like it kind of feels like some kind of holiday.
Right?
Only
Jim
on the
Smith says
Mundo
Jet
tale.
Li was world champ 5 times. Yeah, I remember seeing some videos of
Yeah.
YouTube. It's pretty amazing.
They went
watching
through
that.
hell with their training,
really-
though.
Yeah, they were like real performers. Wow, that's incredible.
That Chinese,
About dedication.
what they call it? It wasn't wushu, but the Chinese dance deal that they did. But I mean, it's all martial arts, but the way that they would train is unbelievable. I mean, so much pain in the body.
Yeah,
that
like they would like
pain is
take the
just
little kids and they
obsolete
gotta like
later on.
hold the tree for like 9 hours. They gotta like stick on a tree like a freaking panda bear.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And
Their
whoever doesn't
strength
fall
level.
off like becomes like a Jet Li.
And it
to
was
go on
what
big
Jet Li,
movies.
Sammo Hung, Donnie Yen, and Jackie Chan.
Jackie
All
Chan
of
did
them
it.
were
Bruce Lee
in that
was in
kind
that
of
Chinese opera. Yeah,
opera. There it is, Chinese opera.
it's
Yeah,
incredible. Like that was like the way into cinema back then. Like and
right.
you had to know all the skills. It was like their way of training people in like dance, martial arts, and stunt work. You kind of had to know it all
Yeah,
to kind of fit any role. And then only those like kung fu guys started to make their own movies. But up until
right.
then, it was basically just so that you could be like a master of everything. Just like fit in. If they need a dancer, if they need a stuntman, you could do it. Acting. Um,
But their
it
training was
wasn't
so
like.
brutal. Their
Yeah,
training
because
was
it
so
wasn't
brutal.
like a stuntman was going to step in and be representing you. It was like, no, you got to do that shit. You
Yeah.
got to like perform it. So they had to know everything.
Well, guys, I'm gonna call it tonight, and I sincerely enjoyed every minute of it, man. I mean, this was so much fun tonight.
Oh
For
yeah,
those of you guys that are going to be watching this later on, and all those that came in, Jim and Felicia and John and Collectors Outpost and Chet,
They're
thank
the
you
real
guys.
MVPs.
Everybody, that came on to support us and be here talking with us as well, man. Sincerely, much love. BK, such an honor. Jedi Arms Dealer, such an
BK,
honor.
thank you.
Space. I can't thank you guys enough. And time flies when we're having so much fun, when we're all together.
Right.
And so,
I'm already.
like I said, for everybody that's out there, Titan, thank you too, man. For everybody that's out there that's going to watch this later, make sure you guys like and subscribe. BK, Jedi Arms Dealer, Space Windu, myself, Mundo. If you like this content, make sure that you guys. Oh, Cincy, yes, good night, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to everybody here. Mine is at Mundo Cabrera 7007. If you missed this in here on Civilized Sabers channel, and also Space Windu, BK's. Make sure you go by and check out all of his sound fonts. Jedi Arms Dealer, everything that he does, you got to check out his site. And so if you're into all of that good stuff, man, chassis, man, the acrylic saber, got to check it out, man. Always a blast hearing that thing. So with you guys, man, much appreciated, much love.
Thank you, Mundo.
Likewise,
Great
Mundo.
show.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Have a good one, guys. Mundo out.